Hello guys, welcome to Gusto Reaction. Once again, thank you so much for liking and sharing, subscribing, of course telling your friends about what we do right at Gusto TV. Lala is right here today and someone is getting the stick at the moment. But before then, Wizkid, Starboy, of course, 10 years of the Superstar album, still very much celebrating it. This was a very dope documentary. I listened to the documentary. I saw likes of Basketball, Uche Pedro, Uche Pedro, Bella Naija. Yes, I mean Uche has been, no, she's been there from the scratch and everything. Yes, now why do you think Uche should be there?
No, I don't understand. See, I saw the lineup of people in that.
Yeah.
Talking about. Some of them had nothing to contribute.
Well, Uche probably represent. I think maybe a Demola, not just okay would have been, a good fit.
I'm not even trying to
for
pitch for anybody.
yes. Well,
but
looking at what Uche said, I mean, she has like an idea of the Wizkid brand from all. I think that in terms of the people. Maybe I want to agree with you that she probably would have chosen people, and Osage should be there.
Of course.
Yet, and Osage should be there, irrespective of, and a couple of people that also contributed to the whole Wizkid brand, should also talk because they have more idea. Anyways, Made in Lagos, a Superstar Made in Lagos documentary by YouTube, dope one. And Wizkid, a day after the release of this thing, the release or the celebration, 11th was the 10th year anniversary. 12th, he dropped this, and
I think this is what he has been planning to drop on the 12th.
But yes. Anyways, he said June 12th. Okay, maybe this is what he's been planning to do. But on that same day, Nigerians, of course, planned a protest, against bad administration, against Buhari, against every other person. It was more like a solidarity, a protest, everyone coming together. Wizkid did not in any way mention or talk about the protest, except when he said UAR, now so it's in the SUP. This guy dropped this. Before we even go to the tweets, what do you think about dropping a docu-series on June 12th?
Well, I think it's something that was scheduled. If you actually watch it, you see that this thing was probably been done for a while. It's not something that we recorded recently.
Does it matter?
No, I'm not making excuses, but it's something that was scheduled. At the end of the day, it's his choice whether to drop it or not. He's had to move a project because of a protest once. So does it mean every time there's something going on in Nigeria, he must move his project again? Is that what it means? And if you're going to compare the June 12th protest and the last protest,
NSAS, yeah.
I don't think it's the same. I don't think it's the same. I feel the NSAS protest was organic, was natural. It wasn't forced. There was no hidden agenda by anybody. It was something that just happened and people just flowed with, which that was the good thing about it. And it was easy for anybody to get in. I mean, for example, I'm not saying people should not celebrate June 12th, but the planning was up to zero. Like even me seeing what people are going to do, I didn't expect people to really come out. I'm even surprised that people outside of Lagos took it more serious than
people in Lagos.
People in Lagos didn't give two claps about that protest. And sorry to say, the guys that went on to Ojota on Saturday, kudos to them. But I don't think they achieved anything, and it's a sad pity because people did not. You know how many population of people we have in this Nigeria? NSAS protest had more people participate, right?
Yeah, ever.
This didn't have as much at all. So I'm not going to bash Wizkid for not putting down his voice because the organizer of those protests were Showore and Co. Does anybody mess with Showore? Do people really care? It's because he's spearheading all this that people don't give to quite about it. So I'm not going to come and bash Wizkid because he didn't want to move the docu series that he had planned before the June 12th protest. June 12th protest that not everybody is even.
People were thinking he was being insensitive about the situation in the country.
Okay. Well, what's different from that day, June 12th, and the other days that have not been?
So a tweet, said something about how people are now hypocrites because of Wizkid not coming out to support. I mean, there's been a lot of things about people talking about. It said Wiz dragged an artist for being insensitive on a critical protest day, but it is Wizkid, so you are scared to drag him for doing the same. This is the kind of behavior we are trying to change. Hypocrites everywhere. Now, this person is talking about Ricardo Banks and SARS thing. Ricardo Banks at that time came up with a couple of, this thing, saying he wants to drop a song. Wizkid said, delete this thing full and all of that. Wizkid is doing the same thing, or you don't think so?
I don't think it's the same thing. Wizkid chose to move his project, chose to clear his schedule for the NSAS protest, right? He didn't want to do anything music-wise during that period. It was his choice. So any other artist does not have the rights, does not have the rights to put his name on the song without his approval when he has said, oh, my own personal work is not coming out. He didn't drag him for wanting to release a song during NSAS. No, that's not what we keep dragging for. He dragged him for using his name without his consent during that period, because he also had a personal project made in Lagos that he had to move because of what is happening, right? So why should somebody else feel it is right to now include him, knowing fully well that, oh, I've moved my own project, and you now want to come and add my own name in your song that you want to release, when me, I'm taking something serious that you're not. So it's not even the same thing at all, and that person is just doing false equivalence up and down. Okay,
so this guy said defending Wizkid today is like defending Buhari's administration. A huge amount of stability is required.
There's nothing, like I said, there's nothing to defend. It's not the same thing. If people really think about what they're trying to say, I mean, it's the artist's choice. Wizkid does not sing your Nigeria Dabaru song or things like that. When he chooses to speak against the Nigerian government, that's his choice. He's not doing it for you. He's not doing it for you. He's doing it because he wants to, right? When he chooses to move his project because of Nigerian and everything, he's doing it because he chooses to. He's not doing it for you or you that are sitting at home.
Wouldn't you think this thing is because it is Wizkid?
That what?
If another artist had done this, you don't think they would have probably dragged a person from here to Congo?
These guys have planned. This docu-series was done by who?
What I'm saying is, if it was under artists like that, you think, now this person said, if na copy do this thing, we Wizkid post, now go don't bully her. Do you think copy wouldn't have received a backlash?
See, all these people that they are putting up on it's already coming from a biased point of view.
Okay.
Look at this guy. Is he not a hypocrite?
He's a Teddy BG.
Davido not release a Mattel deal on the same day, but he stylishly went on Snapchat and put it. Did he not do it? Did he? Did he come out and say, oh, Davido, my one and only best in the Nigerian entertainment scene, why are you doing this? Did he come and say that? He's the original hypocrite. So these comments are coming from a biased point of view. They're not coming from a neutral point of view, because it's Wizkid's choice. It's his choice. If anybody wants to release song at any time, I don't care.
He's a role model. People look up to him.
Since when these people start looking up to Wizkid as a defender of Nigerian democracy?
No. But I mean, Lala, the question to you is, if this was copied, do you think they wouldn't drag her?
No, anybody that wants to drag can drag. Are they not dragging Wizkid? Did they not drag Wizkid? It's not what they're dragging. So are they not, after the dragging, what's not happening? They themselves, did they come out to protest? Did they go to Ojota? Did they go to any of these places? These people that are talking, did they do any of those? So what are they complaining for? These ones are only just playing the part of Ojuaye.
No, here's the reason. The person said the reason for Wizkid drag is actually very simple. He insulted Ricardo Banks when Ricky tweeted about a song that was featured in during the NSAS protest, but now he's posting a video to celebrate his 10 years anniversary when another protest is going on.
I hate that I'm doing this. I hate it. But it is not the same thing. Like I explained, it's never the same thing. It is his choice to not want to drop anything in NSAS, right? And then obviously if it's his choice, nobody else has the right to drag his name into anything that he doesn't want to do. This him dropping on Saturday on the 12th is his choice. So it's his own content, right? So this is his voice that sang it. I mean, it's the one that featured in it. So he can choose to do it. This Ricardo Banks thing, he didn't consent to having this song released or using NSAS to promote it, did he? That's the problem right there. The problem is not Ricardo Banks dropping a song during NSAS. Ricardo Banks can drop a song anytime he wants. He can decide to turn a blind eye to what is happening in Nigeria. He can do that. Nobody's going to come. Let people come for him, but it's his business. He can do it. But he cannot drag a Wizkid, knowing fully well that the guy is this NSAS. He took it serious, right?
Serious,
and he's eager about it and he's campaigning about it. you don't have the right to now use what he's campaigning about, tag him in his name, put up his song, and say you want to release a song when you know that he himself has actually moved
his own
album.
project.
That's the difference. It's not the same thing. So all these guys are just saying, they just, when people want to act as police, they want to act as police, and they want to be the one to police people on when to do this and when not to do this. It's all coming from a biased point of view. I don't buy it.
Well, anyways, it's a whole lot to talk about, but of course, let's hear your own thoughts on that one. Wizkid celebrating 10 years with the documentary at a time when the protest was ongoing. People have dragged him, fans have dragged him, fans of other artists as well are coming up, against him. But of course, was Wizkid right or wrong to actually start promoting the docu-series during the June 12 protest? Let's have your thoughts on that one, and of course, we'll be here to reply to some of your comments. Thank you so much for liking and sharing. Keep doing what you do for us. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.